What's up, everybody? Good morning, I guess you could say. It is Matt here with Tanks Lawn Maintenance. It is currently 11:10 a.m. Wednesday morning, April the 29th, the 2026 year of our Lord. It's a beautiful day. It's a little bit overcast, not much. There's a lot of blue sky popping through. Had a lot of rain last night, had a lot of rain yesterday. I'm very thankful for it. We needed it. We're in a drought. Got more coming in tonight. Supposed to have some tomorrow. And supposed to have some Friday and Saturday. A lot of rain. Anyways, I just left my sod supplier. Picked up a half a pallet of Bermuda sod. And went to Home Depot and got some masonry sand. The customer that I did the bed renovation for in February, I'm going to put in a half a pallet of sod for her, where I ripped up some, where I grinded up a holly stump and ripped up 2 boxwoods. I'm going to put in a half a pallet right there, and also I'm going to fill in a hole where she had a stump ground a long time ago. And she wanted me to put a piece of solid over that sole, but I talked to her this morning and I convinced her, if I'm being 100% honest, I think the best thing to do, because that hole has got Bermuda growing all across it, all throughout it and everything. It's actually growing better right there in that hole than it is anywhere else on the whole property. It's kind of funny. And I have to knock it down with a weed eater every time because it is super high. And it's a very small hole, man. I mean, just probably, I don't know, 15 inches in diameter maybe, if that. But bought 2 bags of masonry sand. What I'm going to do is fill in that hole and level it out. And it shouldn't take no time at all, especially with the amount of rain we're getting right now. And the amount of sunlight we're getting, and as hot as it is, it's actually warming up fairly quickly. It's 76 right now. It was 50 degrees when I woke up this morning, and it's supposed to be in the high 80s at like 5 o'clock this afternoon. But it's supposed to get up into the 90s this weekend. But I think with that combination, I think that Bermuda is going to spread very quickly, and I think within 2 or 3 weeks, you won't even be able to tell there was a hole there. I know I use masonry sand whenever I'm leveling out my lawn, or whenever I put a rut in somebody's lawn with the mower. I use masonry sand to level it out, and the reason being is because it's a very fine filtered sand. It's a heavy sand. It doesn't wash out as quickly. And, the grass can breathe in it fairly well. And it really doesn't take long at all for the grass to spread throughout it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill that hole in with sand, level it out. And I would imagine next time I come back to mow, it'll be just about filled in. Or filled across with Bermuda. But anyway, that's what I'm doing, guys. And I know Chad talks about this all the time, and so does Ray, and so do others. You got to have different avenues to create revenue, man. Whether it be doing some landscaping, some pressure washing, mulch, pine straw, bush trimming, grass cutting, whatever it is, man. Create different ways to make money. Because I'm going to tell you, man, here the past 2 weeks, and even some this week. I had 2 this morning. Well, 1 last night and 1 this morning. And then had 2 earlier throughout the week that canceled on me because we're in a drought, man. We're just in a drought. And really, if I'm being 100% honest, the lawns that I'm mowing right now, they're not really getting mowed. The customers are just allowing me to come out. So, and I'm very thankful for that, man. I really am. Because that's where I make my money, man. Lawn maintenance is how I make my money. And if I didn't have the majority of my customers allowing me to come out, I'd be screwed right now. I really would. No matter how much landscaping I've got going on, it would not make up for the amount of revenue I would miss out on if everybody just told me not to mow their lawn because of the drought. But so I'm very thankful for that, man. I really am. And I've got some really good customers. But yes, it's really important to have other ways to make revenue. I know I've said it plenty of times, man. If all you're doing is cutting grass, you're about to be in a world of hurt, man. You really are. Because here's the thing about that, man. You're focusing on properties. All you got to do is cut grass. You're not wanting to trim bushes. You're not wanting to prune back ornamental trees. You're not wanting to do pine straw or mulch or rock. You're not wanting to do any sort of landscaping, whether it be sod, planting stuff, plant bed renovation, any of that good stuff. Irrigation repair, none of it. You're not wanting to do any of that. All you want to do is cut grass. Guess what, guys? Sooner or later, it's going to get cold, and that grass is going to go dormant. Sooner or later, it's going to rain, and you're not going to be able to mow the grass that day. Sooner or later, you're going to have a drought, and the grass ain't going to be growing. What are you going to do, man? You just going to depend on what you got in your savings account? What you've been banking on all year long? All right, just say you're doing that. What are you going to do if a natural disaster happens and you got to get a new roof for your house? What are you going to do if the AC goes out in your house? What are you going to do if the engine blows in one of your mowers, or the engine blows in your truck? God forbid that happens. What you going to do when your wife wants a new car? What about Christmas? Stuff like that, guys. You can't just survive off of mowing and mowing alone. Yes, you can get rich mowing lawns. You can. But I'm going to tell you something, man. If you're a solo operator, if you're just starting out and you've got somewhere between 60 and 100 lawns, and you're going out there and mowing grass, just say you've got 75 lawns that you're maintaining. All you're doing is mowing grass, okay? You're charging somewhere between $50 and $60, $65. Because how are you going to justify charging someone $70 or $80 if you're not spraying weeds in the cracks or the plant beds? How are you going to justify charging that kind of money if you're not trimming bushes? Something to think about, guys. You're not going to make much money if all you're doing is cutting grass. You got to have other ways to make money. You just got to, man. That's just a simple fact of it. But yeah, man. And also, days like today, rain like hell this morning, rain like hell last night, rain like hell yesterday. I've got one lawn left over from yesterday. I had 11 on the list for today. 2 of them canceled on me, so that made 9. Got one lawn left over from yesterday, so that makes 10. And I've got another lady that wants me to wait till either tomorrow or Thursday to trim her bushes and cut her grass. That makes 11 properties, okay? It's Wednesday, guys. I've got 11 properties left this week, okay? What if I was to go out and do, even if I was to go out and do all 11 properties today, get them all done, what would I do the rest of the week, man? You know how bored I'd be? And here's the thing. You can't charge no more than $50 to $65 because all you're doing is cutting the grass. You ain't giving them nothing else with it. You can't justify charging $70 or $80. So, you ain't got enough money to go play golf. You ain't got enough money to go fishing. You ain't got enough money to do hardly anything, man. So, what are you going to do? You just going to sit around the house and watch TV, drink beer? Hell, you probably can't even afford to drink beer, to be honest with you. You may not even be able to afford cable. I'm not trying to be mean, guys. I'm just saying, you've got to have other forms of revenue. You got to have another avenue to bring in money. Especially times like this when, the first half of the day I can't do anything. And if I want to be done by 5, I'm only going to be able to get 5 or 6 lawns done by 5 o'clock today. That ain't much money. Yeah, I mean, my minimum is $75 or $70, but still, what's 70 times 5? That's $350, man. That's not a whole lot for today. You get what I'm saying? So, just think about it, guys. I'm not trying to be a jerk, not trying to hurt your feelings or step on your toes, but I'm just trying to help you. Kind of like Ray, Ray comes off awful brash, man. He does, but he's not. He's telling you the truth, And he just wants to help you, man. He wants to see you succeed. That's what we all want here on YouTube. I don't claim to be the smartest guy in the world, but what I'm telling you is the truth. And if I find out later on that it's not the truth, I would definitely get on here and apologize for it. But I definitely want to see you succeed. I want all of us in the green industry to succeed. Even the Chucks, man. I want all of you to succeed. So go to the drawing board, figure out what you know how to do, what you like doing, and figure out how you can make money off of it, and generate other forms of revenue, man, because you're gonna need it. You're gonna need it. I promise you, you're gonna need it. It's hard to survive as a solo operator if all you're doing is mowing lawns. But anyways, guys, hope you got something out of this. Hope y'all have had a blessed week thus far, and I hope the rest of the week is even better, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Till then, y'all keep cutting that grass and keep making that money. Holla at y'all. Bye.